New study released in the journal of Holy Shit, We're All Gonna Die for Realsies. 131 degree super heat waves might be the norm soon. 131 degree super heat waves. They say in Europe, the recent heat wave was so extreme, with temperatures reaching 111 degrees Fahrenheit, fueling wildfires and wasp attacks. It was nicknamed Lucifer. In the Middle East, as temperatures soared to 121 degrees Fahrenheit, birds in Kuwait have reportedly been dropping from the sky, the International Business Times reported Friday. But new research says, we ain't seen nothing yet. A new study by the Joint Research Center, the European Union's Science and Research Lab, finds that if global temperatures rise with 4 degrees Celsius or 7 degrees Fahrenheit, a new superheat wave of 55 degrees Celsius, 131 degrees Fahrenheit, can hit regularly many parts of the world, including Europe and the United States. The study looks at humid heat waves at different warming levels up to 4 degrees Celsius. A 4 degrees Celsius rise is what we would expect if the Trump administration's sweeping reversal of climate policies continue to prevail and both domestic and global climate action are undermined. The reason for looking at the combined effect of heat and humidity is that warm air combined with high humidity can be very dangerous, as it prevents the human body from cooling down through sweating, leading to hyperthermia. Opposite of hypothermia, obviously. This combination, measured by the heat index or apparent temperature, is very dangerous to humans and other living things, as the chart below from the National Weather Service describes. Okay, so yeah, bottom line is, when you hit temperatures like that, places become quite literally uninhabitable. And that was, a story that we covered a while ago, which actually is one of those stories that should give the right wing some pause, because obviously on the science alone, you can't convince them, hey man, look, this is really bad because you're going to have sea level rise, you're going to have multi-trillion dollar efforts to combat climate change. So, it's going to be, you're going to have drought, you're going to have wars over water, you're going to have famine, you're going to have prices for normal goods skyrocket at the grocery store, all this stuff. You try to make the case on just the science, and conservatives are like, beep, 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 beep. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see anything. Rush Limbaugh says that's not the case. So-called studies funded by ExxonMobil say that's not the case. So you can't make the case on the science alone. Well, there was a story a while ago that said certain parts of the Middle East will be uninhabitable as a result of climate change by, I think the year is 2100. So you know what happens when parts of the Middle East are uninhabitable? They leave the Middle East. You know where they go when they leave the Middle East? Where are they going now when they're leaving the Middle East? When they're leaving Syria because of the war, for example. They're going to Europe. So all those conservatives were like, oh my God, Muslim mass immigration, such a problem. It's horrible, man. We should do anything to stop it. Well, what if I told you one of the things you're going to need to do to stop it is to care about fucking climate change so that we prevent the Middle East from becoming uninhabitable? How about that? So there was a story that if you present it to conservatives, they'll go, hey, okay, you know what? Maybe climate change is this thing we should worry about and we should think about and we should change stuff. And maybe we should do 100% renewable energy by tomorrow. Well, now, this is the second part to that story. We're talking about 131 degree superheat waves. And we're not just talking about the Middle East anymore being uninhabitable in certain places. We're talking about, they said places in Europe and places in the United States can have 131 degree superheat waves. You basically can't go outside when it's 131. You'll cook. So it's heat stroke. So, this is where we are, man. 2017. For probably 2 years now, probably about 2 years, I've been doing stories where I go, I'm a little scared we're already past the point of no return when it comes to climate change. I'm a little scared about that. Now it's like, we're definitely there. And then when you got Trump and he's pulling out of the Paris Climate Agreement and other places might follow suit to an extent, and we need a worldwide effort to all get on the same page, and not just an agreement, but a treaty that everybody abides by, and we have 100% renewables, but big oil controls politics in too many places, too many people who are anti-science around, and they drag the feet, and when you drag the feet, you make the inevitable come even faster, and that puts us all in a bad spot. God help our great-grandchildren.